Adam, what are your thoughts on that performance?
Yeah, it was a hard one to watch. Hard one to be a part of, like I'm in it with them. But Manly played well, they exposed our inexperience on edges, but yeah, probably the most disappointing thing is I've just felt we dipped a toe right from the start. And yeah, probably, you know, in some parts got what we deserved, and we can't let it define us. We need to pick ourselves up and regroup.
It's easy to say you're missing a lot of players today, obviously, particularly your backs, but is that...
Yeah, I don't want to use that excuse. You know, we've worked really hard at being a squad, but as I said, you know, the inexperience, it doesn't help. I don't think us as a whole help those young blokes out there either, and it was evident in our contact at the start of the session. Yeah, like I said, we dipped a toe at the start, and admittedly it's not all on the players, it's me. I trained us a little bit lighter this week, thinking it was a hard game in Canberra, and we're not that team just yet. We need to make sure that we train steely every week so it transfers into our game. So yeah, it's not just players, I've got some stuff wrong too.
Tyson, did it feel like on the edges there that they were just able to sort of pick apart guys maybe without position or experience? There wasn't sort of felt like it was all repeating it.
Yeah, not only the edges, I think right across the park. Like as I said, I think we dipped the toe. It's probably the first game that, you know, we've been pretty disappointed. We weren't dominant at all throughout the game. In our past losses, we've been able to be in the fight, have some poor patches, but if we're being honest, the whole game was pretty poor. Yeah, it's disappointing to come down here. I thought we've been building quite nicely throughout the year, and like I said, we haven't had a performance like that, and we need to, you know, wipe pretty quickly. We've got a big game next week, but we need to get our learnings from this week. We can't just wipe it under the carpet.
Was it sort of like, it feels like even in losses in the last couple of months, and obviously it's like you've been a real gritty team. Like it sort of felt like it was a long way from what you were today. Was a long way from the Knights DNA that you built yourself on this year.
Yeah, that's probably the disappointing thing. You know, we've lost games. I know we're going to lose games, but how we lose them and the fight has always been, you know, reasonably good. Not every week, but you know, you'd have to go back. I think. I know the Bulldogs game earlier in the year was disappointing, but you know, you have to go back to 23 to really look at some really disappointing games. So again, I don't believe that that's who we are anymore, but that's certainly who we are tonight, and we need to make sure we fix it.
That was great. You also had a way there for the most part.
Yeah, that was. It's a cork, so we'll be able to manage it. It just wasn't getting a hell of a lot better in the game, and then obviously, you know, they're having some joy in the first half down that edge with young Tommy being in the centres there. So Greg being injured was sort of, you know, a bit of blood in the water for them. They exposed it a bit.
Very games important, and you're sort of locked in that top 5 for the 8, but you've got Brisbane now next week, and that is a huge contest.
Yep.
Have you thought about it all origin-wise where the guys will back up, or is that something
yeah, I think, yeah, clearly they need to just worry about Wednesday night, those boys. So I don't want to, you know, comment on what we're going to do too soon. But yeah, we'll look at it. We'll just see their involvements in the game, how they pull up, and then make a decision. But again, like Tyson said, we don't need those 3 guys to set a tone with our contact and our, I guess, our energy. Doesn't come from those guys. So we've got some stuff to fix up without them. I don't know if I've answered your question there, but
you said you sort of took some personal responsibility before for you said I've made some mistakes this week.
Yeah.
How does that come about?
Oh, I think there were some signs last week of fatigue in our game, and I get it, it's rugby league, everyone's going to be fatigued, but you've got a responsibility as footy coaches and performance staff to monitor the loads, and we've had a lot of ball in, I think out of 6 or 7, and again, I don't want to be that guy that sends stats at people, but all the long ball in play games, we've been involved in 6 out of 7 of them, you know. So the guys have been working really hard and showing some of that grit, and I just felt that I'd lighten the week up a little bit, but I just think that we started that way, and that's on me, that's not on the players, so I'll fix it this week. You know, we've got a short turnaround, but we'll fix it.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights, action, 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast, get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour, grab a seat on the couch for that, and of course my favourite, Freddie in the 8.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm, subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.